from warriors to elder, moving from fighting to saging, moving from doing to teaching, moving from smart to wise, and moving from growing old to growing old. And we should be attaining our place at the fire of our tribe. Understanding number 5 is we are in, I kind of leave that. We are in the business of providing personal services for all the people we come in contact with. We have customers, we have suppliers, and I went through some of our my type of business that we are in, as a friend, as a mentor, as a student, as a financial supporter, moral support, ethical support, emotional support, and so on. I think I clicked the wrong. Okay. Okay, that is understanding number 5. So that is the end of the part 1. Now let's go to part 2, which is taking stock. Taking stock actually is like strategic planning for business. What you do is we have, I believe all of us have done strategic planning for our company. But this is where I took the strategic planning process from planning a company or planning an organization into planning your life. So it's a strategic review of your life. What you do is you ask certain questions and then answer them. And then from those questions to answer, then you come up with the old profile. That means the current profile when you just retire or when you are going through your repacking your bags. And I may add that from 1995 to 2008, I had repacked my bag 3 times. So it's not a one-time process. It's like peeling an onion, and you have to go through stage by stage. Basically, the question that you ask is, who are you? Where do you want to live? What do you want to be? Now that you can be anything you want to be. Why do you want to be it? Who else is coming with you on the journey? And then, what time frame? How long is going to be your legend, so to speak? Some of us will build buildings that may last 80 years or 100 years. We may endow a school, and that may live for hundreds of years. Harvard lives, I don't know, 1600 to now. That's a long time. So then when you have the old profile, you get onto the ask the same question again. Now, there are 7 elements to human endeavor. This is the things that we look at as we do things or we create things and we run things. And these 7 elements is why, who, what, who else coming with you, where, how, and when. And if you answer all these questions, you will come up with a scenario. You can do a scenario planning after you ask these questions, and you can go to the next stage. Okay. So that's taking stock and also doing the scenario training. Scenario planning. You pick what you have today and then where you want to go. By thinking through those questions will lead you to where you want to go. And then you can figure out how to get there from here. Redesigning. We have been actually designing our life all our life. And we don't know about it. We don't actively say, I will sit down today and design the rest of my month. Some of us may get up in the morning and spend half an hour thinking about the day and design that day. What we need to do is sit down at one point, at the key points of our life, and say, I want to understand where I'm going, and then redesigning it. Redesign it is different from doing it or planning it. Designing it is you start with a blank piece of paper and say, if I want to go where I want to go, what are the things that I want to put down on that piece of paper? And then I use a big whiteboard, and then I write down the various elements on the board, and then making sure that when I start building it, I would have a good blueprint and a good design. I use the example of some people do not understand that if you design a car, you have to make both of the front wheels of the same size. If one wheel is bigger than the other one, you will spend the rest of your life driving that car, trying to correct the swerving from holding very hard onto your steering wheel. And then you keep on telling your shotgun and say, wow, my car is really difficult to drive. But actually, a well-designed car should be a pleasure to drive and should not be difficult to drive at all. So a lot of our struggling could have been a poorly designed life. And my experience and my advice is call a halt to it and maybe take a pit stop, and then we start it and then make sure that you adjust whatever needs adjusting and go from there. Now, what we would be looking at would be the rest of our life. It is very easy for some people to come to one end of one career and think that this is what they want on their second career. This is why people give up one business, sold one business, or come to the end of one business, and then they jump into another business. That means they never really retire from the commercial world. And however, they really have not looked into something else, which is their inner emotional need of what you want instead of what you think you want. At the end of my talk, there is a process that I will show you how to do that exercise, to sit quietly and do this, to flush out your inner emotional needs instead of your